But Brandon, we got to move on. We're going into from the SEC to the ACC, and we kind of talked about this before we got into our rankings talk last week, and it's time to go Louisville Clemson. It is Louisville Clemson week and I'm using our rankings. I'm looking at our rankings. Number 2 Louisville, number 1 vote because of me. I voted them number 1.
You're nuts.
It was you, Mark, and Sean voted Alabama. I had LSU, or not LSU, Louisiana, Louisville.
Louisville? Is that what you're trying to say?
I had them at number 1. Clemson, number 5 in our rankings. Brandon, we are now a week closer to this game. Are we in sight for the ACC Atlantic title game this weekend in Clemson?
Yeah, we probably are. Louisville, Clemson, both 4-0. Florida State already has that loss, 3-1 to Louisville. Louisville's going to win this game, though. Louisville's going to win this game.
I think we're both on the same side.
Louisville is going to end up winning that Atlantic side of the ACC. Then we just see who wins on the coastal side. Right now, I think it's looking probably like North Carolina will get it. But the reason I say
that Louisville's going
to win this game today is because I still don't feel it for Clemson right now. You beat Georgia Tech 26-7. You only put up 26 points. I don't know, because Louisville has continued to impress everybody, because it seems like no matter who they play, they put up a ton of points, 70, 62, 63, and 59 respectively. This is not going to be as close of a game as everyone thinks. I truly think that. Then again, just go and look at all of my picks that I've had the last couple of weeks. I don't know a fucking thing.
Hey.
Because I've been really struggling in those.
Go back to last week, didn't do so well. Go back to 2 weeks ago when I was 5-0. I want to recapture that magic this week. But to me, that Louisville-Florida State game, that was not only the best game for Louisville, the most important game. Because if that game is close, let's say they win, but if that game is close, everybody's saying, oh, look at Louisville. They can blow out the easy guy. Can't blow out the tough guy. You look at this schedule. You said it, Brandon. They can blow out anybody. And you look at the 4 games, 2 on the road, 2 at home. They'll beat you in Louisville. They'll beat you in your house. They'll beat you in the morning. They'll beat you in the evening. They might even beat you before summertime or supper time. That's what I was trying to say. See, I screwed up my own joke. They'll
beat you before summertime at supper time.
And you can help. Basically, hamburger helper all over the field. And to me, the reason why they win all these games, Lamar Action Jackson. I mean, last week, I know what you're saying. Well, Ricky, it was Marshall. Well, Ricky, slow your roll. They played Marshall. 7 total touchdowns. 2 on the ground, 5 through the air, and this kid continues to impress. I think that Clemson, and to me, Deshaun Watson better bring his A game, because if he brings anything lower than his A game, Jackson's going to run all over Clemson, because mainly there are 2 guys that Clemson is missing this year on the defensive side, and Shaq Lawson and Kevin Dodd, they're both playing big boy football in the NFL, if you guys didn't know that. But basically, that is why I just think Lamar Jackson, he makes his team go. Without him, this Louisville team would be nothing. And he's the key for why they're going to win against Clemson, because I don't think Deshaun Watson has it in him to play up to that level. Because right now, Lamar Jackson, we have not seen a low level from him. And I know what you're saying. Well, Ricky, he's only thrown 1 touchdown pass against Syracuse and Florida State. Yeah, but then look at his running numbers. He ran for 4 touchdowns in both of those games. So, you're going to take away the passing lane? He'll beat you with his legs. You're going to take away his legs? He'll throw 6 tutties on you. How do you like that, Charlotte? That's why I got Louisville. I'm riding the Louisville train all the way to the playoffs, it seems like. If they go undefeated and they win the ACC, there's no reason why they shouldn't be in the playoff.
I agree. I agree. I right now completely think
Clemson fans hate us right now, by the way. I hope you know that.
I get that. I mean, I get that, but that I don't care. I don't care because I'm looking at what has happened. What has happened in both of these teams' seasons. And Clemson has kind of had an up and down ride, and we're only 4 weeks through the season.
They've had one good game. And you guys know how much I bitched about this last week. Yeah, you blew out South Carolina State. Whoop-de-doo, 59, almost at 53, 59-0. At Auburn, 19-13. At home against Troy, 30-24. On the road at Georgia Tech, kind of a blowout, 26-7, but you should have scored more than 26 on this Georgia Tech team. This Clemson team, I don't know if we overhyped them. I don't know if we automatically thought, hey, they're going to be just as good as they were last year. The one thing I might tell you is this team could have a national championship kind of hangover. And that is for sure, because I look at this team and I go, you are not the same team that I saw last year make the college football playoff, go to the national title game, and then kind of compete with, I say kind of because I knew Alabama had the game in the bag the entire way. I knew they were going to win, watching it with Brandon Swanson in my living area. But it's one of those things where I look at this Clemson team and I go, you are not the same Clemson team that I saw last year. You're not that same team, and this Louisville team is just that they've looked so good. And is there a chance, like Clemson fans, I'm going to speak to you for a second. Is there a chance that you win this game? Of course. The main reason, you're at home. You are at home against this team. It is one of the things on my bucket list, I think I've said this in the past, I want to go to a game at Clemson. I want to feel that pregame energy of, like, watching it on TV, I kind of get goosebumps. I don't know about you, Brandon. Watching the team kind of circle the stadium, going up the hill. They get to the top. They come out of the buses. They all get to the top, and then they just kind of stampede right down the hill, touching that rock. I want to experience that. If anyone wants to give me Clemson tickets one day, you can send them to P.O. Box, blah, blah, blah. We'll set up a P.O. Box for you guys. I would love to go to a Clemson game. That's on my bucket list. It is. It's on my bucket list, Brandon.
Well, that's good.
Brandon's like, well, I hope he can take me because I would like to go too.
I think, though, that when we look at these two teams, it's who really can stop Lamar Jackson. And I don't think that there's too many people right now who believe that he can be stopped. I mean, I'm not using anything new. He's video game good. And I think that that's the thing. I mean, that's the whole point, is that he is good in so many aspects. He can beat you through the air. He can beat you with his legs. He is so good all the way around, because in that game against Florida State, he only threw for 212 yards and a touchdown with an interception. But then he tacked on 17 carries for 146 yards and 4 TDs.
Smile on my face.
Insane. It's insane. And I don't believe that Clemson's team, no matter how well prepared they are going to be ready for this. And I just don't know if what happens with where Clemson's mindset has been at points already this season, again, through only 4 games of the year. What happens if they're down? What happens if they're down in this game? What happens if they're down by 2 scores? Do they have it in them to fight back? I don't know. I actually don't think so.
This game is more important for, and I don't think this is a huge stretch to say this, this game is more important for Deshaun Watson than it is for Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is putting his name on the map. Guess what? He can't even come out this year. We're going to see him next year in college football. Deshaun Watson, you want to show me that you are a top 5 pick in the NFL draft? You want to show me that you are number 1 capable? Because guess what? The Chicago Bears could have that number 1 pick, and some would say they need a quarterback. So you may be drafted by a team that needs a quarterback. He's got to win this game. I think if Deshaun Watson loses this game, well, I'm gonna change it a little bit. If he loses it close, which all indications say that he won't because Louisville doesn't play opponents close, then okay, cool, fine. He showed what he was made of. But if he gets blown out in this game, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the scouts and even us start going, is he really worth a top 10, top 5 pick in this NFL draft? Because eventually you got to start thinking about that if you're Deshaun Watson. I got to start playing up to help my draft stock. And the one thing I was going to ask, Brandon, to kind of put a kibosh on all this, with everything we've seen from Lamar Jackson, I think this may be when I say stupid question, I mean it as like a no-brainer. Everyone's going to say the same answer, but I'm going to say it anyways. Do you think at the end of the year, Lamar Jackson is hoisting the Heisman Trophy and Christian McCaffrey is sitting in that front row again, not winning a thing?
If Lamar Jackson continues this pace, yeah, there's no doubt. Right now, I think that a lot of people have already crowned him as the Heisman. And that's what people do. You know, it's early. But then again, guess what? That's what they did for Leonard Fournette last year. Leonard Fournette had...
And then he got shut down by Alabama.
Had 5 100-plus yard games or 200-yard-plus games and touchdowns. And they crowned him. They crowned him the MVP of the season, the Heisman winner, everything. And then everything went wrong with LSU.
Just so people know, because you guys can't see, this isn't a video podcast, I'm raising my hand because that was me last year. Crowned Leonard Fournette, greatest running back since Adrian Peterson, gonna win the Heisman, gonna be number 1 overall. Yeah, you see how that turned out. Didn't turn out in my favor, as the Hunger Games would say. Whenever I watch a Louisville game this season, I'm at awe. I am absolutely in awe because of what Lamar Jackson can do, and I hope it's one of those things where we get to watch it more and more and more because it's just fun to watch. It's fun to watch this Louisville team, and it looks like they're having fun. Well, it's easy to, Ricky, you're going to have fun if you're winning games, but it just looks fun. It just looks fun watching this team and the smiles you see on their faces. I can't wait. I wish I could fast forward right now to this Louisville-Clemson game. But before we move on, we got a Big Ten matchup to talk about. Is there anything we missed in this Louisville-Clemson discussion?
I don't think so, but I do want to see how Deshaun Watson comes out and plays in this one. Because if he comes out like the Deshaun Watson that we saw last year, this is going to be a lot closer game than anyone thinks. But right now, everyone's focused, and maybe this is a good thing for Deshaun Watson, because what did he say earlier in the season? That he was, I think that he was too focused on what the media was saying and all the hype for him.
I don't want to be a dual threat quarterback.
Hold on. Yeah, you're right. That was part of it. But the hype for him is all gone. No one is talking about Deshaun Watson anymore. They're all talking about Lamar Jackson. And right now, this could be the best time for Deshaun Watson because it's not about him. It's about Lamar Jackson. Deshaun Watson can make it about him that day.
If he beats him.
That's going to be... No. If Deshaun Watson can make it about him with his play, that's going to be the big storyline. Honestly, I think this game could be better for Deshaun Watson for the fact that he doesn't have that pressure on his shoulders. Right now, I don't think there's too many people who expect Clemson to win. I'm certainly not one of those who expect them to win, but I'm just saying, if Deshaun Watson comes out and plays like he did last season, when he was just so relaxed, so poised, Clemson will win.
This is where you guys come in, and if you guys want to know why we're not making a pick for this game right now, you got to go onto our YouTube channel, watch our picks video that should be up by the time this YouTube video comes out. If you're listening to this day one on Blog Talk Radio, you're going to have to wait till tomorrow when that video comes out. Our picks for Week 5, where we are definitely picking this game. Both me and Brandon will be giving who we are going to have win, but this is where you guys come in. Let us know down in the comment section, who do you got winning? What do you think's going to happen? Let us know what you think about any of the stuff that we said